Mathematical logic. B. Augustus de Morgan. 1. He was a British mathematician who lived from 1806 to 1871. He formulated two laws of logic which are known as De Morgan's laws. They are: 1. Not parenthesis A or B end of parenthesis is the same as not A and not B. 2. Not parenthesis A and B end of parenthesis equals to not A or not B. 2. In formal language, these rules can be written as follows. See the diagram. 3. Applications of the rules include simplification of logical expressions in computer programs and digital circuit designs. C. George Boole. Boole was a British mathematician, philosopher, and logician who lived from 1818 to 1864. 1. He formulated laws of thought known today as Boolean algebra. Wikipedia writes, Boolean algebra is the branch of algebra in which the values of the variables are the truth values true and false, usually denoted 1 and 0 respectively. 2. The basic operations of Boolean algebra are as follows, where 1 equals true and 0 equals false. AND means conjunction, denoted by this symbol. It satisfies x and y equals to 1 if x equals to y equals to 1 and x and y equals to 0 otherwise. Imagine that instead of true or false, we have love or does not love. For example, x equals to 1 means x loves. Y equals to 1 means y loves. X and y means x and y love each other. And they will love each other only if x loves y, that is x equals to 1, and y loves x, that is y loves y equals to 1. If x does not love y, that means if x is 0, or y does not love x, that means y equals to 0, or they both do not love each other, x equals to 0 and y equals to 0, then x and y equals to false, equals to 0. That means they do not love each other. They only love each other if X loves Y and Y loves X. That is, X and Y equals to love. Now let's discuss OR, disjunction. It is denoted by this symbol, and it satisfies X or Y equals to 0 if X equals to Y equals to 0, and X or Y equals to 1 otherwise. Again, let's imagine that instead of 0 and 1, we have does not love and love. That means if X loves Y, we have X equals to 1, and Y loves X, Y equals to 1. X or Y means either X loves Y or Y loves X. And finally, we have a negation, denoted by this symbol, and it satisfies not X equals to 0 if X is 1, and not X equals to 1 if X is 0. 3. The above can be represented by a table of truth values for X, Y, X and Y, X or Y, not X and not Y. See the table provided. 4. My first encounter with Boolean algebra in programming was learning to program Lego Mindstorms robots. Boolean algebra is used in the design of all modern digital computers and provided for in all programming languages. Presence of electrical voltage is recorded as 1 and absence of voltage as 0. Notice the similarity between the table given above and the logic gates used in the design of digital computers, for example, as given in this wiki. 5. Standard Encyclopedia of Philosophy writes that Boole's logic is a mathematical version of Aristotle's logic, and that Boole focused on a slight generalization of Aristotelian logic. That's how most discoveries and inventions start, as slight generalizations upon the works of giants, taking the next step into the unknown.